What's going on, guys? Today I want to tell you a story that really gets me excited and just shows how far you can come in entrepreneurship in a short period of time. So for you guys that have been following my channel, you know that 2 years ago I left my corporate job. I worked at a big four financial services accounting firm called KPMG. Massive company. In 2016 they had more than $25 billion in revenue. So, one of the biggest companies in the world, really. And basically the way this story ends is I am now in a position where I am actually have a meeting in the works with KPMG to sell them digital marketing services, which for me is just like such an incredible full circle, serendipitous, ironic thing to have happen. Now, when you track back 2 years ago, when I was working at KPMG, it was a prestigious job. It was difficult to get. Thousands and thousands of people apply for these positions. And when I quit, people thought I was just really crazy to give up such an opportunity. And although KPMG is a $25 billion company around the world, I was just a cog, a small cog in that machine. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to, be the captain of my own ship and run my own business and build my own system and create my own machine and vision. So I quit. And my first client in my business, within the first kind of month of being an entrepreneur, was a small dog boarding kennel in a tiny little town in Canada. And I sold that person a $400 WordPress website that me and my friends slaved away creating ourselves. I mean, this dog kennel's revenue was maybe $50,000 a year. And to think that in 2 years, I've literally gone from talking to businesses that are making $50,000 a year in revenue to talking to a business that's making $25 billion in revenue. Now, as a disclaimer, each KPMG is so big that each office and region is kind of managed by sub-managers. So it's not like I'm talking to the CEO of the whole firm. But still, if they were to sign on as a client, I would have a client that makes $25 billion of yearly revenue. And I'll tell you how this came about. It was really serendipitous how it happened. In my apartment here, I was in the elevator going down, and I ran into a neighbor of mine who was a nice, sharp-dressed young man. We got to chatting, and it turned out he works at KPMG. And then I mentioned I used to work there, and I told him I quit, which always kind of surprises people. And then I told him about what I've been doing. He said, "Hey, I've been building a business, and I help other businesses succeed online. We're a digital agency." And one thing led to the next, and pretty soon he was talking to me about how his division at KPMG was wanting to get more business online and wanted to look into Google AdWords, etc. So of course we exchanged business cards and we're in the process of setting up a meeting. Now, for me, this is just such an incredible moment because literally when I left that business, I thought it would be so long until I was dealing in that high-level corporate world again as a person who runs his own business. But it's happened in 2 years. In 2 short years, I'm already at that corporate level. People who are owning and operating the most successful and biggest businesses in the world would take my proposition seriously. And my takeaways from this is that building a business doesn't have to take as long as you think. I mean, I've been building my business for about half the length of time as my undergraduate degree took. And if you compare the progress I've made in this to that, it's staggering, the difference. There's no way in life and in business you can make progress as fast as starting a business for yourself. And the reason for that is there's no rules in this. There's no one that says I can't go out and knock on a multinational corporation's door and solicit them my services. And if you've been following my videos, you know that I really believe heavily in networking and building organic inbound leads. So more effective than knocking on the door of a multinational corporation if you want them as a client is to go to business networking events, meet people, meet friends of friends, people who have contacts in those type of companies, And if you're a presentable, respectable person and you're able to sell your story in a way that's attractive, appealing, and instills trust and confidence in someone, they're gonna invite you in for a meeting. You know, one thing that I really did gain from working in the corporate world for a couple of years is that there's no secret to how these giant corporations work. And a lot of the time, these giant corporations are just as unorganized as a small business. They're all just made up of people trying to do the best they can. So before I had any corporate experience, you watch like Netflix shows like Suits, and they glamorize the process so much, and you think that the people in these huge corporations must be so intelligent, or maybe not even intelligent, but just very cold to be having people propose business ideas to them, just very set in their ways in this kind of well-oiled, smoothly running machine. But that's honestly not the case. Whether it's a small business or a giant business, it's just people trying to problem solve, putting out fires, never getting to everything they write down on their to-do list. So if you can approach a big business and present a solution to them that can help them, they're going to jump all over that. And if you leverage big names in your portfolio roster, it can absolutely leapfrog your success forward. So I want to share this video with you guys. You know, if there's anyone on the edge about quitting the job, starting your business, reach out, give me an email. I'd love to connect with you, because I can honestly say it was one of the best decisions I've made. And there's a few things you want to look at before you do make that decision. You know, sometimes it's better to start off as a side hustle. Sometimes it's better to just start full blast. But I hope this story inspired you guys a little bit to just see that in the course of 1 or 2 years, you can literally go from zero to being very, very successful in the entrepreneurship world. And, you know, I'm still just at the very beginning of that evolution, but the fact I'm able to sit down, have meetings with billion-dollar businesses that will sit across the table from me and take me seriously as a business owner tells me that there's a lot of exponential growth in my future and in the future of my agency. So really excited for everything moving forward. That's all for today, guys. If you guys like this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. I really want to start taking this channel more seriously and giving you back and giving you guys tons of value. Until next time, see you later.